get you, Barbara.
How's it hanging, Phil?
What's the prime time, bitch?
Come and get it! So either put the gun down now, or kiss your ass goodbye.
Let's get this party started.
I agree, Dana. Let's get this party started. So, welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror. So, today we're joined by two amazing guests. Over to my left, right, because technically, right, whatever. We have Nick from the Lost River Drive-In. Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. 15th anniversary. Sporting it. Got to. Happy birthday. Halloween too.
I did see that. I see you've been talking a lot about that movie lately, giving it its flowers, man. I love it. I know how much that movie means to you.
It's because the anniversary was coming up, so I was like, 15. That was half a lifetime ago for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
I get it. And I know how much that movie's always meant to you, so it's even cooler to hear you talk about it now with such, trying to turn people over to it,
I'll get you there one day.
I was going to say, is it working?
If only there was a episode of In Defense Of on that. Oh, there is. You guys go check that out on our channel. We also, for the first time here live, we have Nickey from A Night of Horror. Nickey, how you doing?
I'm good. Struggle with the top 10, but I'm here. I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
We're glad you're here.
Yes. So
Struggling or not?
Nickey does have 9 M.Night Shyamalan films. So she's going to be out of number 10 for us. I want to say before we get started, I did not include produced M. Night Shyamalan movies. I only did directed. I think you did too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I had included produced, Devil would be my number 1. I just want to throw that out there. Devil is my favorite thing M. Night Shyamalan's ever been tied to. So I would have easily had that one at number 1. And I know what you're thinking. Having that above a lot of other ones seems kind of like a twist.
What a twist!
But I have to for M. Night Shyamalan.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll catch up on the chat real quick before we actually get started. Nadia says, to answer your question, no, he does not have 10 good movies. After Signs, the aliens from Space Jam, the Monstars, stole his talent and gave some of it back for Split. What's up, Raymond?
Hey, Ray.
J Love,
Hey, J.
how you doing? Jigsaw Rules is ready to let the games begin. Adrian.
Hey, Adrian.
Hello, Shyamalan only has 1 or 2 good films. I will respectfully disagree with you. Paige, good evening.
Hey, Paige.
What's up, Nathan?
Nathan. T. Parker.
Right here, T. Parker. You know that
I like trap.
I'm a trap believer. What's up, Ashton? Miriam's showing some love.
Hello.
Caitlin Marie. This is just top 10. And this is for us. Top 10 directed. Hello, Miriam again. Apocalypse. What's up? The rest is twistery. I love it. Hey, what's up, Cody? Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
Hi, Cody.
I'm going to stick beside him. So I do want to say one more time real quick. If this is your first time here at Sledgehammer Horror, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. I also have Nick and Nickey's, this is not going to get confusing whatsoever, links in the description. So if you haven't, please make sure you're subscribing to them. Before we start at number 10, do you want to share the news, or should we do that after number 1?
Dang, you're pulling that out on me already?
Do you want to do it now or at the end?
We'll do it at the end.
Okay. Stick around. After number 1, we have a major announcement. And
you literally cannot.
I can't. I can't. So number 10 for me is more about, I don't think this movie is great by any stretch, but I think it's a different movie. And this is, of all the M. Night Shyamalan movies, I think this is A, one of the most original. B, has probably the best score of any Shyamalan movie. And C, this movie just tugs at my heartstrings. And that's Lady in the Water. The first time I watched it, I was like, this movie's, it's okay. And the more I thought about the movie, the more I was like, man. And when you get to see the creatures at the end, they actually look awesome. I know that, the CGI or whatever, but I think it looks fun at the end when you see the creatures. I'm like, these actually look kind of badass, And so, again, would I go back and hunt this movie out to rewatch it? Probably not. But did I have a good enough time with it? And Paul Giamatti was fantastic in it. So, Lady in the Water at number 10 for me. What about you, my love?
My number 10, anything this movie,
it creates conversation, like with your family. Like, what would you do if some strangers came to your home and was like, who are you going to sacrifice to save the world? Like, would you do it? Is this, and then you go back and forth. Like, was this just a hate crime? What's really going on here? And you're like, you're thinking that you're going to get one of the M. Night Shyamalan twists, and then you never really get it. So,
well, I think the point is this movie doesn't have a twist.
Yeah, so that's the twist because there is no twist.
What a twist!
Yeah.
So I think that's the big thing there.
Also, this movie, this is where you really show that Dave Bautista, like, he's an actor. Like, he's like the funny guy in like Guardians of the Galaxy, but in this one, like, he shows the depth of his acting. So it's fun. I would rewatch it. I think it's rewatchable for sure. But it's just it lacks in like the scares, I guess, the scariness.
Sure. It's one of those real life. If you were there, it'd be a lot scarier than watching it.
Well, yeah. If someone came to my cabin and like tied me up and was like, you have to choose which one of your family members is going to die, like, yeah, that'd be terrifying.
I'd choose my youngest daughter because she hasn't got to live much, so she wouldn't remember.
That's messed up.
What a twist!
I know. All right, Nick, do you want to give us your number 10?
Yeah, so this is more of like a participation trophy, I think. The Last Airbender, and I don't even particularly like it, but I grew up with the Avatar show, and I actually saw this in theaters, and I remember even seeing it in theaters and being like, this is not good. But I don't know. I'll give it a participation trophy because I was really struggling to get to 10. After this one, I can confidently say where everyone is ranked, they deserve it. But let's throw a I don't know, a thumbs up for trying for The Last Airbender.
Good job, Last Airbender, I think.
Yeah. Nick walked out of the theater from watching The Last Airbender like,
I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
I wish I did.
How about you, Nicky? You're not doing a number 10. So, real quick, do you have any an honorable mention of one of the movies we talked about that may not be on your list that you'd like to be like, sure, go ahead, guys?
Actually, Your Lady in the Water is on my list. I just have it as my number 9, actually. I agree with Miriam in the chat. I like M. Night. I'm going to stick beside him. I thought I was the only person on the planet that liked Trap. I actually really liked that movie. But he has more good ideas than good executions for me. I struggled for the 9. So Lady in the Water was actually at my 9. I love Paul Giamatti. I agree with what you said about the creatures. I love the idea. I actually think it started well. It just went a little off the rails for me. And like you, I haven't really revisited it. I think I saw it maybe twice in my life, and that was ages ago.
Sure. And I agree. Like, it's one of those movies. It's a fun watch, and it's personal for him. That's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
Fretful, what's up?
Hey.
Well, Miriam, looks like you got to stick around to the end. I hate to do that to you because it makes it seem like we're thirsty. Like, hey, now you're gonna have to wait. But Ashley makes the rules. What's up, Gory? The Last Airbender is totally my number 1.
Nice.
Caitlin, I don't know how many movies M. Night has.
Like directed?
Yeah.
I don't think
I think it was like 14 maybe.
Yeah, like not many more than 10.
Yeah. 10 for me is
That's
Glass.
why it was so hard to come up with this list.
I agree with you there, Ashton. Actually, Dave Bautista was fantastic. What's up, Equalizer?
Hey.
Better director, has to be a low budget. See, and I've wondered that too, because he took Lady in the Water to Disney. And Disney was like, no. And he was like, well, then fuck you. I'm going to make it myself. He
funds all of his movies.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thank you. What's up, Eli? Wow. My fingers do not want to work. The Sixth Sense is a good ghost story. Agreed. Haven't seen very many of his films, so I didn't make a list, which is fair. All right, you want to start us? Nicky gave her number 9. Would you like to give your number 9?
Yeah, my number 9 is Glass.
Let's just do this together. Our number 9 is
Your
Glass.
Your number 9 is too. Yeah. I thought the performances were good. It was action-packed for like the first couple of acts, but the third act sucked. It really was anticlimactic for me, and I just thought that we would have had something like the ending with your superheroes, David Dunn drowned in a fucking puddle. What?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he drowned in a puddle. That's how he died. The third act sucked. And I feel like this is kind of where he has issues with his third act.
He said,
he doesn't know how to end a movie.
I feel like in this movie, he just said "fuck you" to everybody. Like he was like, "I'm going to build it up like it's going to be this amazing, great thing. And I was going to do whatever the hell I want." You know, because we were all like, "Oh my god, they're going to go to that building,
Yeah,
you know, that big skyscraper," and he was like, "No, we're not."
What a twist!
And I was like, "Okay, cool, whatever." My big problem with this movie is, and I'll talk more about this later, but the potential of having David Dunn and Mr. Glass back in a movie after so long. I was so hyped for it.
Yeah.
And all the returning characters, like David Dunn's son came back.
Mm-hmm.
Anya Taylor-Joy's character came back from Split. Like you had this huge thing that was happening, and none of the twists in this movie worked for me. And I don't watch M. Night for his twists. I really don't. But like it ended up being a secret society, and then David Dunn and Kevin's father were on the same train, so they had the same origin story. Like none of it worked for me. So I was really bummed to see that we had all these potentials just go to waste, in my opinion. So apparently our number 9 is Glass. What about you, Nick?
So I've already seen some hate in the chat for it, and I'm, you know, it's okay. The Happening is number 9. Now it's number 9, guys. So like, one, I'm not a huge fan. I'm just not. I feel like M. Night has a really good front half of it, you know, of his oeuvre, and then after that, it's just like, I don't know which turd is the least stinky. So yeah, 9 is The Happening. Having said that, I do have a good time with it. Like, is it kind of stupid? Like in its premise, yeah, it's kind of stupid. Yeah. But I mean, Marky Mark, you know,
Zoe Deschanel, baby.
Yeah, you know, I have fun with it. Now, granted, I haven't watched it in like 10 years, so maybe I'd watch it now and be like, "Wow, that's terrible." But yeah, I'm gonna say The Happening.
Probably. Yeah.
And it's one of those movies that I feel like everybody that went into that movie was already pissed off because it was spoiled. Like, oh, the Earth's turning on us, and everybody already made it sound so much shittier. So when you went into it, you were already like so negative about it. Yeah. I didn't see this until it came out on physical media. Everybody had already shit on it.
We went and seen this in the theaters.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No.
Yes, we did.
We probably did.
Yeah, we went and seen it in the theaters.
We probably did.
And I was like, wait, like the grass is like killing people?
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just something I blocked out. I might have to go see a therapist and bring this one back.
I'm pretty sure we went and seen that in the theaters.
I don't remember it. Okay. Well, Amanda watched Unbreakable last night. Oh my God, mind blown. And hey, everyone. Hello, Amanda.
Hey,
Glad you liked it. The Happening is a fun movie. The concept was cheesy, but it got you the attention. It definitely was not boring. I will say that.
Yeah.
I only liked Split out of the trilogy. Okay.
Wow.
I was not going to miss this. Thank you. We appreciate that as well. Participation trophy, Last Airbender. T. Parker's got your back, Nick. 9 is The Village. I saw someone react to it. That's the bestest. Oh, for The Happening. There we go. That's what it was. Bonjour, Dice.
Hello, Dice.
I couldn't finish The Happening. So we're at number 8. Nick, do you want to start us off?
Oh, yeah. So number 8, I went back and forth between 7 and 8, but I've decided the number 8 is The Village. And this is going to piss some people off. I get it, because you're on one side or the other when it comes to The Village. And for me, personally, I loved the idea that they were playing with. Oh my God, this is like, you know, this is a period piece and there's these creatures. Like, that's so cool. And I was pissed when you find out it's all a ruse. Like, and you know, maybe if I go back and watch it now, I could go, oh, okay, well, now that I know what it's going to be, am I able to kind of set aside my disappointment? And I say that, but I don't know, because I watched it a second time and I still was like, I don't know. Everything you were selling me, I was so excited about. And then you told me it was all bullshit. And I'm like, I don't know. Then it's just like I'm watching a movie about cosplay. Like, it's just, I don't know. I can respect what they do well in the movie for sure, but I didn't like this was, I think, in my opinion, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I think this was the first like M. Night twist that really kind of started to make people go, okay. Like, that's when he really got the twist moniker, and everyone's like, oh, it's M. Night, he's gonna pull the rug out from under us with some weird shit. So yeah, it's The Village.
Yeah. I think this and Signs both kind of started that whole, oh, we got a twist with every M. Night movie. So, what about you, Nickey? What the hell? Holy shit! I was just taken over by a monster there. What's your number 8, Nickey?
I actually have the same one. It's The Village. And I guess I wasn't sure if we were talking spoilers, but I guess we're talking spoilers as well. I feel the same way kind of as Nate, pretty unanimous. I feel like I really like the cast. I really like the premise. It starts off really well. I do feel like it starts to lose me around like the middle point, but it completely just goes off the rails at the end.
It sounds like you're underwater. Is it us or can you hear her? Okay, Nick.
Yeah, but there I'm definitely getting like an echo or a feedback.
Yeah.
From
I don't know
me?
if your mic. Yeah. Want to try again?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It kind of went in and out there for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, my number 8 is The Village.
Okay.
Great cast. Started off well, went off the rails at the end at the third act.
We are going to talk about that a little more, but my number 8 is A Knock at the Cabin. I agree with everything you said. Seeing Dave Bautista in the trailer, I was like, okay, he's going to be the lughead in the movie. And then you watch it, and you're like, wow, he was the best part.
Yeah, and he didn't even have a shirt on.
Right, unfortunately. But he was definitely the best part of the movie. Like, you felt for him throughout the whole movie, and he made his character so sympathetic. And again, a movie I've seen once, but I wouldn't mind sitting down and dissecting this movie again. So, like I said, those 3 for me are going to be the ones where it's like, they're okay. Now we're going to get into movies that we really enjoy, but
I need me to give my number 8.
Oh
first?
Yeah, I should probably do that. I thought you started us. I'm such a dick.
Sure didn't.
I'm sorry.
Number 8 is Lady in the Water. If anything, I think it's a sweet movie. It's like the fairy tale stories he told his kids, and he made it into this movie. It's not perfect by any means, like you guys all said, but it's crafted out of love, and I can respect that. So,
understood. Sorry, I skipped you like a dick.
Yeah, you should be.
I need to rewatch The Village and Lady in the Water. Yeah, I enjoy both of them, Raven. What's up, Boozy?
Hey, Boozy.
Nice to see you. I'm glad Josh Hartnett is back. Where has he been? I don't know, but whatever he's been doing,
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, Josh Hartnett. He's been keeping himself good. Fun. Yeah. The Village is great up to the third act, but it's a lot of M. Night's movies for me. Number 8, After Earth. Jesus Christ. Am I the only one who can see it in M. Night Shyamalan film? But one can see an M. Night Shyamalan film. The latter have trouble. Yes, absolutely.
Like you kind of forget about it.
Yeah. Number 8 is The Happening. Is it bad? Yes, but it's corny fun. Nickey, I love your hair. We all love your hair, Nickey.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. It was the sound went out there for a little bit, but the sound is good now. Okay. Hammer time. You know it, fretful. I know, I'm such a dick. A Knock at the Cabin was good. I want to read the book. I know the book has a crazier ending. I do know that, and I don't want to spoil that since you're going to read it. All right, so we're at number 7, and that'll be Nickey starting us off.
Okay. Can y'all hear me fine?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mine is Glass. I really love Unbreakable, Split, and I thought this was a letdown to end everything off. It just, man, I mean, just the epitome of a letdown.
I 100% agree with you. After Unbreakable and Split, I was...
Well, it started off pretty strong, and then it just like...
fizzled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 7 for me, I'm going to agree with you guys on The Village. I have it a little higher. I don't mind the twist part of it as much, but I could have definitely done without it. I would have loved to have seen those creatures be real.
Right.
And Adrian Brody's performance in this movie was so damn good. And there's just so much about the movie that you're watching it. We just had to rewatch it recently.
Yeah, we did
in defense of it.
Yeah.
And you're watching the whole movie, and you're just like, as you're watching it, once you know the twist, you're just like,
it doesn't hit the same. Yeah.
Why not just actually play this movie out straight. You know, like why didn't you do that? So I think this is one of those movies. If they would have played it straight, it would have been higher on the list for me. So number 7 for me, I have The Village.
Number 7 for me is Split. This movie, it had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. It's like every parent's worst nightmare. James McAvoy, he was phenomenal. He did 23 different
Something
personalities that he had, and he nailed every single one of them. He is an actor. And of course you get the twist at the end that it's the sequel to Unbreakable, which I thought was really cool. So
there may have been a guy that freaked out in our local movie theater at that moment.
That was. No one else. Everyone else was like, "What the hell?"
I was literally like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" And everybody around me was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
I was like,
nobody
"You
knew.
uncultured swines! You go home and watch Unbreakable right now, and you'll understand this more." But yeah, I definitely kind of marked out at that moment and embarrassed myself and my wife.
I don't get embarrassed.
So, what about you, Nick? What's your number 7?
So my number 7, I was going back and forth on this one, and it sounds like you're a bigger fan than me, so I'm sorry, but Trap. I love Josh Hartnett in the movie, and I agree. Although, if you're wondering where Josh Hartnett has been, he was in Oppenheimer last year, yeah, he's great in that. I loved him in the movie, and I everything about him and his portrayal worked for me, and I'd totally watch a sequel if it meant I got to see more Josh Hartnett in that role, like totally. But everything else about it, like, I don't know. I guess I was kind of confused that it was actually straightforward. There was no twist, and I was actually kind of bummed because I was like, there's little twists and turns here and there, like of who may be involved in what and when did they find out and all that, but like the overarching like plot, like it's very straightforward. I preferred the second half of the movie when they got out of the concert hall. Actually, I preferred the stuff that takes place in the home and in the neighborhood and stuff like that. That stuff was a lot cooler to me because I just felt like, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but the whole like setup of the concert and everything was really like just kind of cringe. Like, I don't know. I was like watching it and I'm like, this is so lame. Like, can we do something else? It's solid. I do like it. When I reviewed it, I said it was mid-tier Shyamalan for me. So, yeah.
And like I said, that's the joyous part of this. If we all had everything the exact same, this shit would be boring. So I love the fact that yours is a little bit lower than ours. Because mine is not much higher than yours, but mine is a little higher than yours. All right. So we'll catch up on the chat real quick. Glass is one of the biggest letdowns. Yes, I agree. I'm an M.Night fan. I clearly understand everyone's criticism. Not all movies are for everyone. What I get from M.Night is something different, like it or not. Glad subtitles are coming to 4K. About time.
Yeah.
Number 7, Old. I see why people are against it, but I liked it. I am so glad you do because I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I wanted to so bad.
Yeah, this didn't even make top 10 for me. I hate that movie.
Yeah. I do too. But that's the thing. Like, I talk about this to people all the time. Like, you like this? Good. I'm glad. I wish I don't go into something saying, I hope I waste 2 hours of my life right now that I'm never going to get back.
And everybody else better hate it too because I hate it.
Yeah, because I hate it. You better.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you like it. And Caitlin, I'm glad you like it. What if at the end of Trap you find out it was the Split guy and he returns to the zoo at the end? That would have been hilarious. We missed out on Split impact if we didn't. Well, yes, I agree. Hey, what's up, Quentin?
Hey, Quentin.
Interesting concept, but bad execution, but it cured my insomnia. That's awesome. Lars von Trier movies, Dogville, except those have no monsters, just nasty village people who get worse. Understood. Okay, I'm not going to spoil much about Trap when I talk about it then. There was a little twist in Trap, which was a twist for M.Night Shyamalan movies. I messaged Nick on Instagram last week, and I showed him the stuff I got. Hell yeah, Quentin. I can't wait for Trap to be released digitally. I can't wait to watch it again. The kid scene in Old was ick. Yeah, it was very ick. Old has some great moments and ideas, but it's nice to see you guys. Comics, we still got to get together and work together. It kind of kills the rewatch value. We're going to talk about that in a minute, Big Rod. The film Old, what was it about? A beach that makes you old. Why won't it let me click that? Yeah, it's about a beach that makes you old. What's up, Ryan? Nadia says, my answer from earlier still stands. Nice to see you again, Nadia. All right, so we are up to number 6. That'll be me. Like I just said, we're going to talk about that because I loved this movie on first viewing. I mean, I loved this movie the first time I saw it. We watched it again for a Didn't See That Coming episode, and I was bored to fucking tears, and that is The Visit. I think that, again, the first time I watched this movie, I was like, this movie is dope. The twist to it is dope. The acting, how it's halfway found footage, halfway regular Hollywood. I thought that was great. But on a rewatch, it does not hit the same whatsoever. And that's a bummer. But it's one of those things where going back to rewatch it the first time would be an amazing ride again. Mm-hmm. And this is a movie that literally made me want to get up out of my seat and go throw up in the theater. Like, this is one of, the poop diaper face thing. That's a wrap for me. I was like, I'm done. I want to go home. I'm very, very upset right now. I was sitting in the theater when that happened. Like, happy birthday, dear Charlie. Happy birthday. I'll never not laugh at that.
What is that from?
What the fuck?
That is from I Saw the TV Glow.
Yeah, so that was supposed to be like a really serious moment, and I died laughing at that moment, and I couldn't stop laughing.
I will say that I Saw the TV Glow, and I've said this on a couple of our lives, is the best movie ever made that I didn't like. Fantastic movie, beautifully shot. The characters are great. I did not like the film, and that part made us laugh so fucking hard. We play it for laughs, but it's a really serious part of the movie.
It's like a serious moment, and I was just like, I could not stop laughing. It was hilarious.
Yeah. So that for me, poop diaper face, made me feel like that in the theater. So The Visit at number 6.
My number 6 is Signs.
Swing away, Meryl.
Yeah, some people, I don't know, don't consider it a horror movie, but I think,
give me their names and addresses.
I
just want
think
to talk
that
to them.
I don't know. There's like a lot of like uneasy feeling, and like the horror is kind of like hidden. Like you don't have a lot of jump scare type.
It's dread.
Yeah, it is. It's just like dread the entire time. There's lots of emotion.
But the jump scare you get is so good with Joaquin Phoenix when he's watching it on TV. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God, that's such a great moment.
And like you feel for like the loss. They feel a lot of like grief and like this dad trying to keep his family together, and I love the family aspect of it.
The end of this movie is fucking almost impossible not to cry when he's holding his son. He's like, the poison didn't get in. Yeah. That's fucking rough. Mm-hmm. So, good choice. What about you, Nick?
So, next up for me is Glass. And you guys had this a little bit lower, and I understand why. Most people do. This was actually one of the first movies I went to the theater to watch with my ex-wife, and we were so stoked for it because we loved Splits. We were like, oh, hell yeah. Obviously I like Unbreakable too. So I'm like, oh, it's going to be great. It's not great. I really like the first, like you guys said, 2/3 of the movie. I really, really enjoy. The third act is just completely stupid. Like, just to the point where I was like, what you built these characters up to over 2 movies, I just feel like it's just like peeing in their faces. Like it just didn't work for me. And yeah, I mean, Ashley put it best. I mean, he drowns in a fucking puddle. Like, I mean, come on. So, but having said that, the first 2/3 of the movie are enough for me to say it's okay.
Yeah. And we had Bruce Willis back in an M. Night movie.
I know.
I mean,
and like his performance is pretty good, but it's just like, why do him like that though?
Yeah.
He survived a fucking.
I mean, we just found out we're getting James McAvoy, Bruce Willis, and Samuel L. Jackson in the same movie. Yeah. And you're just like, no fucking way.
I know. We were super excited for it too, and then I just remember it being
pissed on my face.
Disappointed.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, pissed on my face like a jellyfish stung me. What about you, Nickey? What's number 6 for you?
Well, first of all, Nick has now mentioned poop and urine. Do you have a fetish? But,
welcome to the stream.
But I have Trap, And I can't remember if it was Ken or Nick earlier who said you don't go to M. Night for a twist. I will say I go into his movies expecting and looking for a twist. So I was kind of let down because I was like, is X person in on it? Is this person? Is that? I thought something major was going to happen. But I will say I really felt the opposite of Nick. I prefer the first half. I think the whole movie should have stayed at the concert. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, we will dive into Trap here in a little bit, spoiler free, because I have some thoughts to say about that movie. I like the Southern Pennsylvania scenes from The Visit. I get that.
Yeah.
Also, just want to say, to defend my honor, I'm like a borderline germaphobe, so no, I do not have
Right.
a fetish.
Right. He says, I got to defend my honor just so everybody knows. I'm like,
What a twist!
I'm not. No. I just I'm a little careful sometimes with my metaphors. I apologize.
No, I get it. Yeah, it was not a fan of old. I'm old, but have to Your Life in a Flash. But I'm not. Yeah, that's true. The Happening is peak shitty cinema. The pitch meeting for that one kills me every time. I love this. See, a lot of people loved it, and I'm jealous. I wanted to like this movie because I love the guy from Detective Pikachu that's in it. Forgive me, I can't think of his name. The guy that was screaming.
Yeah.
And he was so good in it. Was good, but couldn't call it a horror movie. I could see the borders on that. Unbreakable, didn't like it at first, but when I rewatched it for Split, I enjoyed it. My favorite M. Night is Trap. Like it, Quentin. Science is only a 6. That's one of his best. Works as a drama, sci-fi, and horror. That movies I really like. Why does it keep doing that tonight? Glass and Hot Take. I was fine. There was no battle at the end because the Unbreakable trilogy is not action-packed. It's more psychological. That's very fair, T. Parker. Science is probably my favorite. M. Night. Big Rod. When ready, cue the song. Oh, I'm ready.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Thank you.
God, I love that. They'll never get old having our own special, unique version of that. The Village, you could take the people out of the world, but the world still rears its head back at you. Sounds like Lost River needs to unplug and replug in his mic. Oh no, it's on Nickey's end too. Sorry, I was late to get in. Okay. I'm not sure. Most of the time,
I think I know what it is. I think our sound is playing back through your guys' speakers. I don't know because when her and I both talk, I can hear it as well. But when you guys talk, I can't hear it.
So it's probably on our end because. Okay, we're halfway through the list, so after this, we're going to talk about it.
Oh my God.
Your sound echo is back. It might be ours. Justice Smith. Thank you, Boozy. That's one of my favorite scenes from Jason movies. I know, us too. We had him do that
I'm
for
gonna
us.
get your bitch.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, we got to hang out with him at New Jersey at Atlantic City Celebrity Convention, and he did that for us special because we play that clip every time. But yeah, we're halfway through the list now, so we'll just talk about it. Sledgehammer Horror will not be doing this here anymore. We go tomorrow to sign on our new house. We are upgrading homes. So right now it literally looks like the ending of The Fresh Prince is happening in here.
Seriously,
so I feel like there's nothing in this house right now.
There isn't, and it's my anxiety is I can't. I don't even know where to begin. I'm just looking at mess after mess and piled, and I can't even look at it because it makes me crazy.
We're back to doing this on our phone for this episode. We have been doing it on a laptop with our mics and everything, but everything's packed up because we're moving. And our new house, we're gonna have an actual studio. So yeah, it's everything right now is kind of crazy. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's on our end, and if it is, you guys, I sincerely apologize. But with the move and everything happening, us being so anxious about everything, we didn't know we were going to be signing this quick. So that's why we were still scheduling lives. We have one also scheduled for next week. I don't know when the next one's going to be after that because we're going to be moving. So it's going to be.
Congrats to both of you guys. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just time to upgrade. it's just time to get a bigger house, and we needed another room for a studio. We've been trying to do this for a while. And we finally found something that.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ken. I thought you were gonna be like, okay, guys, so here's the announcement. Ashley's pregnant. I was gonna be like, another one.
No.
You would have known that because I would have been hanging in my closet.
It's true.
No. Thank the.
Wait, what?
No.
Yeah, knock on wood. Knock on wood.
That you're not pregnant.
Oh, no.
But yeah, every room in this house is essentially empty at this moment. And so.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Our bed is in the living room right now. It's.
Yeah. No. Like I said, we're living out of boxes right now. So that's why things are kind of crazy tonight. So if the sound is a little off, it might be us because we're on a phone again. So if that is the case, I apologize, but I'm very sorry for any sound issues. Yeah, so that's that. Like I said, I think it's us. Thank you guys all for your congratulations. I appreciate it. Got halfway through signs and quit. Oh, the end's the best part. Leave all the Jason Goes to Hell stuff here. Thank you, everybody.
We don't have that kind of stuff around here.
Yeah, the moving does suck.
It does.
Hanging in the closet is crazy. Sorry. We got 3 kids. That's enough.
This is true.
Can hear and understand you. Do what you do. Make sure not to leave. It's so funny because we actually just packed up all our Blu-rays, DVDs, 4Ks, and VHSs last night. There's like 8 boxes worth of just physical media stuff
also,
downstairs right now.
Like, so I pulled out all of like the Halloween stuff, like Christmas stuff, and I have so much more Halloween stuff than any other holiday. It's insane.
We've got literally like 5 totes worth of Halloween stuff that we're just gonna set up when we get there. It is exciting and stressful. It's been very anxious in the Sledge household because I don't like change.
Yeah.
And so it's been a hard couple weeks for us getting it ready, but we're excited and it's going to be better in the long run.
Yeah.
We're going to finally build the studio that we actually wanted. And it's like I said, we're not going to be filming in front of a dresser anymore. So we're excited for the change. It's just going to be a minute for it to actually go through. But thank you guys for sticking around for that and understanding if there's any audio issues, that's why. And I greatly apologize. But my love, would you like to start us off at number 5?
Number 5 is The Visit. I agree with you. The rewatchability isn't the greatest after you know the twist. But I do remember watching that twist the first time, and I literally, like, the hairs on my arms like stood up, like, those aren't your grandparents, and then you find them dead. Like, I don't know. I really loved it when we first watched it. It's like you had all these bad behaviors, and like the grandma underneath the porch when she's like playing hide and go seek was pretty scary. So I mean, it's okay, but
the first watch was great.
I think just watching it once is probably
the best way to go about it.
Yeah,
I agree with you. What about you, Nick?
Same. Number 5 for me is The Visit. It's a movie still that I've only seen one time, and I mean I am not opposed to going back and watching it again because I remember actually quite liking it. And I believed first time I watched it, I was like, is this going to be like something to do with the occult? Like, cause you got, grandma acting like a demon at night. And you're like, what is this? No, they're just crazy people that poop their pants and stuff. Yeah. So, and that, in my defense, this is in the movie. Okay. Like there's a whole thing about diapers in this movie.
Like more poop talk.
I remember when I saw the diapers, I was like, oh my God, what is this? Like, what is happening? So I actually I like the premise in this. I like you mentioned earlier, the mix of like found footage and not. I thought that was pretty cool. And this was, I believe, the movie that M. Night really started to kind of swing his career back a little bit. Like this was the start of like another upswing for him. It's a solid movie. So yeah.
Yeah. Sundowners is it's a form of dementia and it's real. I work night shift at a hospital and it is a real disease.
Do you ever have naked grandmas dancing?
I do. I have naked and grandpas. Yes.
Sign me up.
I know.
I'm in. You son of a bitch. I'm in.
Yeah.
How about you, Nickey? What's number 5 for you?
Okay, so my number 5, Ken, Ashley, and Nick only did directed and written by M. Night, I had to throw in one he did not direct, he wrote, because I mean, I could barely get the list together. So I have Devil. I love Devil. I think this is a great movie. I'm obsessed with it. I have rewatched it countless times. I think this is like I said, I feel like he always has good ideas, but not so good execution. So I guess in someone else's hands, the execution worked out a lot better. But I have a lot of fun with this movie. I think it's a solid movie.
Mm-hmm.
If I counted this, I said it at the beginning, for those of you that came in late, if I counted M. Night produced movies, this would be number one, because I agree with you, Nickey. This movie is fucking fantastic.
And the twist in Devil, like that's
there's two
like
twists, and they're both great.
They're both great. Like sometimes he has issues with his twist, but both of them are really good in Devil.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, it's so fucking so good. Number 5 for me is the middle of the trilogy. I'm going with Split. Huge James McAvoy fan. Seeing the Beast in this movie was just so good, etc. And the way that he's able to go between these characters, and the way Anya Taylor-Joy is able to suppress him and get him back, Kevin Wendell Crumb, and there's just so I could have done without all like the creepy uncle stuff that happened to her in the movie. Like that sucked. I really didn't like that at all. Didn't even really think it was a necessary part of the movie. I get it, that shows she's pure, because I get all that, but I still was just like, let's not do that, M. Night, you son of a bitch. But like I said, when you see him like crawling on the wall, or when he gets shot and he has that pure the skin that's impierceable, impenetrable, etc. That to me was just absolutely, like, the movie's so good. And like I said it earlier, at the end of this movie, when we saw Bruce Willis, I literally was like, what the fuck? Like, got up in the theater. I was like, you guys are all seeing this, right? Because you're quiet. Like, why are you quiet? This is amazing. This is theater, ladies and gentlemen. Why aren't you clapping like this? You clapped at the end of in Guardians of the Galaxy, and you're not clapping at this shit. No stab at Guardians of the Galaxy, but the ending, I do too. But the ending is no, let's just call it what it is. Seeing him come back, come on, that was amazing. So number 5 for me is Split. You started off as number 5, right?
I did. Yep.
Okay, so we'll catch up on the chat. We sign tomorrow morning, so we're gonna start moving tomorrow.
Well, yeah.
A little bit.
I'm gonna probably clean it all up, so we can like make our own filth and not live with someone else.
Right. That's what we're going for.
Yeah, because I'm also a huge germaphobe.
Yeah. The Sledges are now the Jeffersons. Moving on up, baby. What's up, Peyton? I've only watched 6 M. Nights. Hey, there we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're only moving about 4 miles away.
Yeah, we're still in the same town.
We don't want to take our kids out of school.
Yeah, our kids, especially our son that's like on the football team, would kill us.
Yeah.
If we took.
We wouldn't do that to them.
No.
But it's a bigger house and I think a better location.
Yeah, we're not on
a highway,
a very busy road that we won't even let our kids go in the front yard.
Yeah. So
you have some fucking Pet Cemetery shit. Don't do that.
Dude, we live like literally on a road like that.
We have a pet cemetery.
We have a pet cemetery in our backyard.
I literally made a sign that says pet cemetery on it. Yeah. Because we've had so many, we take in all the strays. My daughter feeds every stray that comes into our yard, and then they get hit because we live on this busy road.
We have 8 outside cats right now.
5 of them are kittens.
5 are kittens because one of them just had kittens.
My daughter named
8 outside cats and an outside Ken, because you still sleep outside, right, Ken?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If it gets cold, she lets me come into the couch a little bit, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like those nights.
Yeah, but he has fleas and stuff, so.
That's how I know that we're not having another baby. The visit was definitely a good return to form. I think The Village is great, Boozy. The first time you watch it, it's a fantastic first watch. Especially one of them is a major red flag. Oh yeah, The Last Airbender. I didn't think I would like it, but it stuck with me.
Yeah.
Does it revisit? Kind of. Yeah, look in the oven. Yeah, it kind of does. I can see that.
I was just like, what the hell? Stop making her get in the oven.
Yeah, I agree with you, T. Parker. That was a great part of the movie. I saw the movie. It's solid. Nothing touches Devil. I agree, Cody. Not the full Grandmonty. What's up, Steve? How you doing, man?
Hey, Steve.
The visit really unsettled me. That's true. Yes, absolutely.
It is unsettling for sure.
Oh my God. The Last Airbender is one of the first M. Night I ever watched. So thanks to my cousin for when we were kids. Bruce at the end of Split was as good as... I agree with you. Totally agree. You guys are moving. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Thank you, Vanessa. We appreciate it. Me and Nick are horror movie fan twins, especially because we are both Halloween fan brothers, and we both like the Halloween franchise.
Nice.
Agree.
I like the Halloween franchise.
Yeah.
Too.
Cool. Our Life
Don't
in Horror.
fool me.
What's up, Sam and Brendan? I didn't see Unbreakable before Split, so I didn't know who that was at the end.
Oh,
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Love Nickey's Nirvana shirt. Hell yeah.
I feel like
What's up, Frank?
I told someone after we watched Split, like, you need to go watch Unbreakable first, and then you'll understand. Who did I tell that to? I don't remember.
Me neither, because it wasn't me.
No.
So now we'll go to number 4, and Nick, we'll have you start us off.
So, number 4, not as high as most people would have this one, and I understand why, but it's Unbreakable. I've liked Unbreakable since I was a kid, and just like with most movies that I grew up liking, my mom showed it to me, and she was a big Bruce Willis fan, and I really like this movie, and I think that after you watch it, especially the first time, but even before Split ever came out, you don't really ever see a continuation coming from this movie. Like, it's not something that you're like, oh my God, I can't wait for the sequel. Like, no, it's a nice self-contained story in and of itself. But yeah, it's one of my favorite Bruce Willis performances too. And I would say one of the most unlike M. Night Shyamalan movies that M. Night directed. You know what I mean? Like, in a lot of ways, it's very different for him.
Yes.
So, but yeah, it'll be Unbreakable for me.
And he wanted to market this as a superhero movie, and the studio was like, no one wants to see a superhero movie.
But yeah, cool.
Yeah. They sure knew what the fuck they were talking about.
Right before it all popped off with the Spider-Man trilogy, and then
this is right before all that, man. Like, it's so funny because where did we just watch that interview? He was talking about it. He's like, I really wanted to market Unbreakable as a superhero movie, and the studio was like, no one wants to see superhero movies. It's like,
yeah,
that turned out good. So what about you, Nickey? What's number 4 for you?
Okay, so I don't know if I have bad taste, but my actual number 1 has been mentioned, but my number 4 is Split. I love Split. I loved it. And now Split for me is actually the one that I feel like doesn't feel very M. Night Shyamalan. But I mean, James McAvoy steals the show. I thought he was incredible. And I felt the same way as Ken as far as the backstory with the girl. I mean, I felt like that when I watched that remade I forget what it's called, but the movie with Sylvester Stallone, Rambo, when he redid the new Rambo and the girl had to get like essayed, and I'm just like, why did we have to put? So I felt that same way here. Like, it could have been something else, but because I feel like movies always go there with women, especially horror, like it's always going to be an essay type of situation. But I thought, man, and I feel like I kind of enjoy this less since they made Glass, because I felt like y'all said, I love Unbreakable. And when we got Split and then we found out like the worlds were coming together and then we got Glass, like you really thought like, oh God, just such a build up to really go nowhere. But yeah, I have Split.
Yeah. And Split took me by surprise when I seen it too. But number 4 for me, time to drop that bomb. It's Trap. My favorite movie of the year so far. I do agree with Nick, though. I think that the third act is the best part of this movie.
Yeah, we got to talk spoilers after this because y'all got to explain that.
Okay. When he's at the table and he's like, what was it that didn't feel right? And she's like, the smell of cleaning products on your clothes, not the stuff you find in a fire station, but at hospitals. And he's like, nothing I could have done about that. And he starts taking his shirt off. I'm like, oh, this is about to get dark and dirty. And after I watched it a couple times, more things about the third act made a lot more sense that I didn't really catch on first watch. One thing in particular that we'll talk about after the stream, because I don't want to spoil it because some people say they haven't seen it, but man, that moment when the dialogue with him and his wife at that moment is one of my best things of the last 5 years, probably in film. The honesty between husband and wife and the cat and mouse just between those two in that moment and that 5 minutes that they're together of him admitting this and her admitting this and him admitting this and, you know, you found my bag. Like that moment, you're just like, oh shit, you know. So I love this movie. I can't wait for it to come to streaming this weekend. I'm probably going to watch it a couple more times because Josh Hartnett.
Wow, you're moving boxes.
Yep. I'll have it in my ear. Josh Hartnett's performance in this movie is just beyond good.
Oh, yeah.
And the sociopathicness of him. And that mid-credit scene verbally had me laughing out loud to the point where my chest hurt. Like, I'm not going to talk to nobody at work no more. Like, that shit was great. So, Trap coming in number 4 for me.
My number 4 is Unbreakable. Like you said, I think it's an interesting take on a superhero. It could have totally been a superhero movie. Acting is great. Bruce Willis did phenomenal. It's suspenseful. And it does feel like the twist actually made sense. So it's like it doesn't really feel like an M. Night Shyamalan type twist because it was actually really good. So, yeah.
Unbreakable at 4?
Unbreakable at 4. Yes, sir.
I might act tough, but I got a lot of feelings. And you hurt damn near every one of them.
I guess we know what Ken's number 1 is.
No, it's not number 1.
Okay. Yeah. Not fooling me.
Nick started us off with that one, so we'll catch up on the chat real quick, then we'll get into number 3. No, it's not number 1.
I don't believe you.
That's cool. Now that I'm reminded of the visit, I'm glad I see my children and grandchildren. Yes.
For real.
Everybody's saying hello. Friend pointed this out to me. Do people realize that in Unbreakable he uses comic book colors in the film? Yes, he absolutely does, which is fantastic. I love Split 2. The cast of Unbreakable gave their all in their performances. Number 4, The Sixth Sense, one of the best twists in cinema history. I like Split 2. The ending was debatable, though, even though it's the thing that was so silly. That's what I loved about it, is it was so over the top. Okay. Like I said, it's going to be a minute because I don't know when our next live is going to be after next week, but we will definitely do that. Old was kind of okay. I wish I felt bad for the main family. 4 is Split, terrifying me. The kidnapping beach reveal was disturbing. Hey, all, the first Shyamalan movie I watched was Last Airbender, and I commend you all for being brave enough to entertain any of his other movies. That's awesome. The Sixth Sense, I love the film, and my top 4 performances are great, but it doesn't feel the same when you know the twist.
Right.
Split is great. I agree with you, Nickey. Trap was not for me at all. I wasn't crazy about it, mostly because Hartnett's character was too close to someone I know and look. Ooh, so yeah, see, that can definitely affect things. I love Trap 2. The merch guy is the MVP for sure.
He's
Loved
hilarious,
Jamie.
yeah.
I also forgot Trap, but it's too late. Move on. It was decent enough, but not great. Okay, I see you. Didn't Bruce Willis turn down Ghost? And then, yeah, that's pretty much how it happened. Split was a really good movie. I agree, Q. Guys, we should get together after this live so I can go to my M-Night thoughts. Yes, we are going to. I want to talk to you guys after the live goes off air, but I want to talk to you guys about that. All right, so we're at number 3, and that will be Nickey starting us off.
My number 3 is Signs. No slander shall prosper. I think Signs is a perfect movie from top to bottom. I am obsessed with it. And I was just talking underrated jump scares, and I think Signs absolutely has 2 amazing, iconic jump scares. The pantry scene and the Vamonos, children, Vamonos, when we see the alien. I love this movie. It feels like a more like slow burn type of horror, sci-fi thriller type of movie, but man, damn near perfect to me.
Yeah.
And I agree with you because my number 3 is Signs. I think that, when I first watched this movie, I went into it a little reserved because I've never been a huge Mel Gibson fan. But he absolutely killed it in this movie. And Joaquin Phoenix was so damn good. I know a lot of people didn't like the twist of the aliens can't have water, but that's the point. They're aliens. They're not humans.
Why would they come to Earth when it's like 75% water?
Why would they?
That's just a complaint that I have read.
What a twist!
That's why. Cool. So yeah, for me, I love this movie. It's a movie that it's probably the second most rewatched Shyamalan film that I've seen, and that's how much I thoroughly enjoy it. I'd go watch it right now, given the chance. So, when they walk in, they all got the tinfoil hats on. It still makes me laugh every time. And this movie directly influenced Scary Movie 3.
I know it's
like how the sheriff's hat's getting bigger every time they talk.
Uh-huh.
God, man, that shit's so funny. So yeah, number 3 for me, Signs.
Number 3 for me is Trap. I very much so enjoyed this movie. You find yourself almost rooting for the bad guy, when you think he's gonna get caught, you feel the suspense and you're wondering how he's gonna get out of it or what he's gonna do next, and it's you're rooting for him.
Right.
And obviously Josh Hartnett, he did amazing. I love all of his even his face, his features, he would be serious and then he'd have that little smirk, and it was just perfect. He nailed that role.
Yeah.
And I liked the concert part and all that went into that. I thought that was cool, but I agree. I think the third act is.
But come on, who has a concert that early in the day? I'm kidding. That's one of the complaints I heard.
Plot purposes.
One of the complaints I heard was they wouldn't have a concert at 1 in the afternoon. I'm like, that's the problem you saw with the movie?
Yeah.
That's the problem you saw.
Yeah, not that never mind. I'm not going to say it. Never. I don't want
to. Not that they didn't just take fingerprints off the ticket, but the fact that they did the concert at 1 in the afternoon is what you saw? Okay, cool.
It's like a Swiftie concert for the, young girls.
Sure.
It's earlier in the day.
Right. They had a bedtime.
It's for teenage girls.
Yeah, it's bedtime. What about you, Nick? What's your number 3?
So number 3 for me is trying to remember. Yeah, The Sixth Sense. And this is a lot of people's favorite Shyamalan, and I would actually argue that my top 3 are, I think, all great movies, and that's why M.Night's so frustrating, because it's dude, you can make greatness, and The Sixth Sense is one of them. I mean, the movie is just, you talk about the twist, the performances, just genuinely terrifying moments and imagery and stuff in this movie that just stick with you forever. I don't know what else to say aside from it's The Sixth Sense, and I'm sticking to it. But I can see why people put this at 1. I won't argue with you.
No, I should have said that too, because I feel like my 1, 2, and 3 are all pretty interchangeable as well. And I think that you're right, Nick. That's part of what makes M. Night so goddamn frustrating is you watch movies like Signs and The Sixth Sense, and you're like, dude, you have this in you. Do it more. Stop rushing shit.
Yeah.
Means a lot, Big Rod. We're gonna try. We're gonna try not to miss a week. We just can't promise. One of the best superhero origin stories. Completely agree. I wish there was a final battle between our main hero and our main villain. David Dunn would have killed him.
Or drawn them up.
Yeah, maybe they didn't know what water was going to do to them, Ashley.
Yeah. They didn't know that water kills them. They don't know what their demise is.
The aliens inside.
Mommy.
All right. Knock at the Cabin. I thought the whole cast was great, and I felt for the characters. Yeah. Don't forget to smash that like button. I agree. And don't forget, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. If you have not subscribed to the Lost River Drive-In or A Night of Horror, make sure you are subscribing to them as well. It's very, very both amazing channels, both great friends. We're very lucky to have them here. I like Signs, but aliens can do interstellar travel, but can't open a wooden door. I like that equalizer. I was excited to watch because I was a fan of the animated series. I wish more concerts were mid-afternoon. I want to be home. Yeah, I agree with you, Maggie.
Real.
We're old now, so I could go throw down in the job for a cowboy pit at 2 p.m. and then be home by 8. I could rock that.
Sounds good to me.
Top 3 M. Night movie, Trap. Don't tell Cody that. Oh, trust me, me and Cody had a very long Trap conversation over the phone. Got pretty heated at a couple moments. You guys should frame a picture of your current setup and put it on the wall of the new studio.
Yeah.
Just right behind us. That's a great idea, Big Rod. I actually really like that. Day drinking and home by 8. Nickey, we are all in on this.
Heck yeah.
Maximize enjoyment. We as humans thought smoking wasn't bad for us for a long time. That's very, very true. The heck was that? I don't even remember what it was now. Hey, what's up? Honestly? I think I'm fucking that up, and I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Honestly. A friend told me to see The Sixth Sense before people told me the twist. I didn't know he was so good. That movie was spoiled for me, and it's one of the worst things ever. I forgot water's the hero weakness, and it's all aliens too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, make sure that you're also subbing to A Night of Horror, Quentin. She's absolutely amazing. It's already past my bedtime now. Agreed. Dude, shout out for a job for love Job for a Cowboy. All right, so now we are up to number 2. That'll be me starting us off, and it's The Sixth Sense. And like I said, this movie was spoiled for me. I knew the twist before I went and seen it.
That's unfortunate.
It fucking sucked.
That's unfortunate.
That's one movie I wish I could have back that I got to go into blind. But I also at the same time kind of feel like the twist is the worst part of this movie because it's too good. The twist is so good in this movie that no one ever talks about how great the rest of the movie is. Like, this whole movie is so damn good. Come on, I'll show you where my dad keeps his gun. The kid's got a fucking big ass bullet hole in the back of his head. Or Misha Barton coming out from under the bed puking, or in the tent. The tent, and she's puking. Her hands come out from under the bed in that jump scare when she gives him the tape. And you see that the mom had Munchausen by proxy and was poisoning her and killing her. And man, like the whole movie is just, and then obviously we couldn't even finish our Didn't See That Coming. Like, if you watch our episode of Didn't See That Coming on The Sixth Sense, we're crying in the episode when we're talking about.
Got all teary-eyed.
Yeah, we were all teary-eyed, and it was, that whole moment where she's like, "Do I make her proud?" Like that whole, especially after you've lost a parent that you were very close to, like that moment hits so damn hard. Yes, Miriam, the lady with the slit wrist, like that is so scary. He can't hurt me anymore. You're like, God damn, or like when he's locked up in that room, in that little closet thing, and he's screaming and he's got all the marks on him. And obviously Toni Collette she's
like the best horror mom in the world.
Oh my God, she's so good. So yeah, I love The Sixth Sense. I wish I could have seen it unspoiled, but even knowing what was happening, I love that movie. So yeah, number 2, The Sixth Sense. The Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense. My number 2 is The Village. I just think it's an interesting story. I do agree. I wish that they wouldn't have like it was like this hoax, like they live in this town, but it's like 20. What was it, like 20? What year was that? 2012.
2009.
So I don't know. Anyways, that it was like in present day, and that the monsters weren't real. I hate how they spoiled that like in the middle of the movie. I wish if that was the twist, we could have found out like at the end of the movie. Like, I feel like it does take away the suspense of the rest of the movie. But other than that, like the cinematography, like everything about this movie is great. Like the red and
he has a thing for red, M.Night, because The Sixth Sense has a lot to do with red too.
Yeah.
So I love that he uses color in such an epic way in his films.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've always liked this movie. And the performances are awesome too. So
yeah. Good call. What about you, Nick? What's your number 2?
I'm not saying anything anybody hasn't already said, but Signs, and specifically what Nickey said about the 2 specific like jump scare moments that are truly like nobody will ever forget. That birthday party, quinceañera, whatever the fuck it was. I remember that moment. Okay. And that shit still freaks me out to this day. It gave me goosebumps. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I don't know. There's just something about it. But Christian and I have talked about this, and I think one of the most moving things about the movie is the scene of Joaquin Phoenix watching the TV and his acting, like as he's watching that. Like, it's just, it's so, everybody gave their all in this movie. And it sucks because Mel Gibson's one of those guys that I think is a great actor, but a total weirdo. in real life, but he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
He's good in this movie. Yeah, Signs is great, and another scene that sticks out to me is when he's hearing the noises at night, and he like looks out the window, and you see the thing like kind of isn't it like running across the roof or some shit like,
and then you see it through the corn.
Yeah. I remember like, oh fuck. Oh no. Like the first time I watched this movie, I was like, this is not good. And I never had a problem with the water. Like I've heard people over the years talk about that, and that is a point of contention for them. And I'm just like, they're alien species. Like our water, I mean, look, there's a lot of contaminants in our water in this country. That's been a problem for a long time. It does not at all surprise me that could potentially be harmful to them. Like I don't know. So yeah.
Well, just because we're made of 80% water doesn't mean that other beings from another planet are.
Or just water in general. But it's like, yeah, whether it's, I don't know. I there's nothing about Signs that there's nothing about Signs that I don't like. I think I like everything about this movie.
I agree with you. There's very little to dislike in this movie. 100% agree. Gory, that's actually amazing. His band opened for Job for a Cowboy.
That's awesome.
That's dope. There was a rumor M. Night got the Sixth Sense idea from an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode. That's actually sick.
Wow.
Trap. This movie was made for me as a huge Dexter and Hitman fan. I would love a Trap trilogy, T. Parker. Holy shit. We already got a setup for a sequel. I mean, if they can make that happen, I would love to see it. Signs, The Closet. Yeah.
Where do they go from there?
Oh, I could tell you, but I'm not going to spoil it. I've already got the sequel written in my head.
Do you?
Signs. I didn't know Joker was in this, and better creepy alien depiction than the stereotypical great alien. Yes. The Village was like 2004. Red and Poop. I saw The Sixth Sense in the theater, not knowing the plot. It was excellently placed. Plot twist was a major surprise.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen it. Joaquin Phoenix legitimized wearing tinfoil hats. He made it cool. He definitely made it cool. Is water any worse than a microbe? War of the Worlds. Touche. Which holds a very special place for us, because for those that don't know, that was Ashley and I's first date, was to go see Tom Cruise's War of the Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So, that holds a very special, my life ended that day. So
your life. I was going somewhere.
Yeah, no. I had things to do. So we do want to thank you guys all for coming out.
I haven't given my number one.
None of us have.
Oh.
You're going to start number one.
What?
I said we're about to give our number one.
I thought everybody else.
God, I'm definitely sleeping outside tonight. Holy shit.
I thought you were ending already. Okay.
No, I just want to remind everybody one last time that Neil came in late.
Go ahead.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Lost River Drive-In and A Night of Horror. Their links are down in the description of this video. And if this is your first time here at Sledgehammer Horror, please hit that subscribe button. For YouTubers, I know you hear us say that all the time, and it almost becomes like a second nature. Oh, they said subscribe. It does help push us into that algorithm. And, we're all rooting for each other, and we all want to build our channels. We want to do this for a living someday. And by doing, just hitting a subscribe button and a thumbs up when you see these videos, it helps all of us creators more than we could possibly explain to you. So please make sure you're subscribing to our friends. If it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. So Ashley, would you like to start us at number one before you yell at me again?
I would love to. Thank you. Thank you very much. My number one is The Sixth Sense.
A Sixth Sense?
The Sixth Sense. Maybe A Sixth Sense. I love this movie. Like you said, the twist, it's awesome. And I was fortunate enough not to have it spoiled for me. But the rest of the movie is just so great. And like, you have this like feeling of hopelessness and just sadness. And like the little boy Cole is like always so sad. Mm-hmm. And then you get that twist and you're like, oh, like now I get it. Now I see why his wife, like you think that she's just like mad at him the entire time and like won't give him the time of day, but
she's banging someone else.
Yeah, but she wasn't though. He thinks so. Like he gets all pissed, but she's like literally watching videos of them like getting married and like reminiscing, and then you find out that he's dead, and it's just like what? Like, and we cried at the part with the mom.
Rewatching it was a sob fest in our living room. It had been probably 15 years since we had watched the movie.
Yeah. And I don't think you forget that part, but when you watch it when your parents are still alive and then you watch it after you've lost a parent, it hits way differently. I don't know. It's emotional. You have a lot of like good scares in it. Yeah. And Donnie Wahlberg in the beginning.
Holy shit! I didn't realize that was Donnie Wahlberg.
He looks so skinny, and he did phenomenal.
I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
Like, you go back and rewatch it, I was like, who the fuck is that guy? And I looked it up, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. That's Donnie Wahlberg.
He
like that guy's got the right stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, he must have starved himself or something for that role.
Yeah.
Like, he looked really like skinny and unhealthy.
Yeah, that.
But he
touche. I totally forgot to bring that up.
He killed that part though.
Oh,
like
so
being
good.
like that.
Don't you remember me, Doc?
Type. Yeah.
God, you were supposed to help me. Oh God, so good. What about you, Nick? What's your number one?
Well, my number one is one that I'm going to be alone with. That's okay. Split. I never thought that I would find an M. Night Shyamalan movie after Signs or The Sixth Sense that I felt like was even on par, let alone better, or that I enjoyed more, I guess I should say. And I didn't even see Split in theaters. And I don't know why. I didn't see it in theaters. I felt like the marketing didn't really grab me. Watched it on streaming not long after it came to streaming, and I was like, holy shit. Look, here's the thing about Split. Everything that everybody said about Split already is true. But the reason why this is, I think, inarguably my favorite Shyamalan movie is this is one of the best performances I've ever seen, period, put to film. James McAvoy in this movie. And I'm trying like not to be hyperbolic here. I genuinely think that when you can juggle 20 plus personalities and each one has its own distinct personality, no pun intended, it's even just the dialect, the inflections, like everything is different about each character, and it's flawless. And he can go from one to the other to the other. It's just insane. I mean, it's so good. That's like, you should show that to actors. Like if you're going, like, you should be like, okay, so this is the Mona Lisa, and if you can ever get close to this, you're going to do big things, because it's fucking incredible. And that was the movie where I really got my eyes open to James McAvoy and was like, this guy is something else. And so I was really excited for It Chapter 2 when he got cast as Adult Bill. And I'm one of the only people that finds Chapter 2 better than Chapter 1. But
me too.
Okay,
me too.
cool.
Swear to God.
So, yeah. So, yeah, it's all James McAvoy and Split. I mean, everything else is great. Anya Taylor-Joy, I fucking love the fact that the Beast is literally just another personality of his, and it's crazy how even in the confines of his body, he changes physically so much. It's fucking awesome. I love the movie. It's easily my favorite Shyamalan.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but he has a new movie coming out called Speak No Evil. I don't know if you guys have seen a trailer for that or anything, but those trailers.
I
don't know if you guys have seen a trailer or not, but
I feel like he's gonna be like the best part of that movie.
I will say, and I'm not saying this facetiously, two people whose opinion on film I really, really respect: Perry Marinov, I can never say her last name, and Chelsea from Dead Meat, both saw an early screening of The American Speak No Evil, and both of them absolutely loved it. I'm going into this with for James McAvoy. That's why I'm going into this movie, is for him.
Me too.
The Danish version tore me to pieces. Ashley and I were ripped apart, torn apart, laying on the floor.
It pissed me off.
Yeah.
Like, I was just so mad, but I couldn't stop thinking about it.
I want to ask you guys, since you've seen it really quick, you don't think, and no spoilers, obviously, but do you guys think the American version is going to go that far? Because I feel like it's not going to. I don't think it's going to.
Well, I think, and again, for those of you that haven't seen The Danish Speak No Evil, and I know that a lot of people hear it's a foreign film, and that scares them away. The film's completely in English. There's maybe 5% of the movie that's subtitled.
Yeah.
All the rest is in English. And the trailer for the new the American Speak No Evil already shows me we're going to have a difference, because in the trailer you can see a little bit of a battle.
Yeah, they fight back a little bit, and I doubt that.
I don't think a Blumhouse version of Speak No Evil. I think it's going to be very sanitized.
Us Americans can't handle that.
No, Americans can't handle.
I feel like that's what they think. Like, we can't handle that. Which we can't, because that one pissed me off.
Perry and Chelsea, like I said, I'm gonna go into it with an open mind. Obviously, if I don't like it, I don't. If I do, I do. They said it's a lot different than the Danish version, and it stands on its own. So I'm gonna go into this like it's like I've never seen the Danish version. So we'll see. But like I said, I was Natalie Imbruglia after watching the Danish one. I was bound and broken naked on the floor after that shit. I was torn. That, you know, as a father, I was screaming at the TV at certain moments. I was like, he's taking a piss. What are you doing? Get in the driver's seat. Like, I'm furious. Like, I'm mad. Ashley's like, babe, it's a movie. I was like, stop it. No, I'm mad. No, I'm pissed.
I did not say babe is a movie. I was mad too.
Yeah, we were.
Top 3 downer endings of all time. Like, honestly, the ending is such a depressing ending. I mean, guys, again, no spoilers, but especially if you have children and you decide to watch the Danish Speak No Evil, you've been warned. It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
It's not a fun movie. It's not a movie that I would want to watch again.
I'll never watch it again.
But
I'm glad I watched it.
I'm glad I watched it. Absolutely. And I think about it like a lot, actually. But
after watching that movie, I didn't stop thinking about it for easily a week.
Yeah.
There'd just be random times I'd be at work, like scanning oil, like motherfucker.
Really, that's stupid, buddy.
Yeah, fucking rabbit.
Fuck
God
that rabbit.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, go see the Danish Speak No Evil if you haven't already. But let's get back to the countdown. Nickey, you want to give us your number 1?
Yes. And just to piggyback, I might be morbid, but I love a depressive, dark ending. So, but American versions never ever touch foreign originals.
No.
But my number 1 is Unbreakable. First of all, I feel like Bruce Willis has arguably the greatest resume in the history of actors. Like, hit after hit after hit after hit, and Unbreakable is right there in the middle. I freaking love, and I'm not a comic book person. I'm not a superhero person. Like, I'm not into any of that stuff. But I felt like the whole comic book angle, tying him in together with Sam Jackson's character, it plays so freaking perfectly. Like, I mean, I have been obsessed with this movie. And there's certain movies that have sentimental value. I remember going to the movie theater as a kid with my mother, and like, this movie is the epitome for me of what M. Night Shyamalan is capable of. This was not only a great idea, but also just a brilliant execution.
Agreed. So much so that Unbreakable is my number 1.
Called it.
And I think that's why I was so amped at the end of Split. I was just like, I seriously freaked out at the end of I know I sound like I'm overselling this, guys. I'm actually underselling how I reacted when I saw Bruce Willis go, they called him Mr. Glass. I was like, no fucking way. But like, Unbreakable, I don't think it was going to live up to The Sixth Sense to a lot of people. To me, it surpassed it. Maybe because I didn't expect a twist in this movie. Like you were saying earlier, Nick, like we weren't at that point yet to where this director was known for his twists yet. So I went into this movie looking for just like a straight up horror film. And when like the whole scene where he breaks into that house and the family's with the radiators and stuff, you're just like, it's so the anxiety and the suspense of that whole moment, you know, what's happening in that house. And then you have when he falls into the pool and what he was willing to give up. He could have went pro, but he got hurt in that car crash. So he stayed with his wife, you know, like all that stuff together. It's just such an emotional movie. It's a scary movie. It's a superhero movie, which I know you're not a fan, Nickey. I got a couple long boxes of comics right over here. Yeah, I'm a fucking nerd. I get it. Not as cool as you, Nickey. No, I'm joking. But this had everything I loved in it. It had a great father-son relationship. You know, the son knew his dad was a superhero. You know, we all think that when we're babies, you know, we're kids, and if we're lucky enough to have a relationship with our dad, he's our hero. He's a superhero. He's our best friend. He's our teacher. He's everything. That's what I hope to be for my kids. I hope my kids look at me like that, like I'm their superhero. And he really is, you know, and he's trying to tell us that. He's like, you're a fucking hero, Dad. You've never been sick. You know, like all of this movie resonates so strongly with me. And I could watch this movie over and over and over again and not get sick and tired of this movie. And even at the end, he's like, I should have known. They called me Mr. Glass, you know, and he's walking away from him. Like that whole moment to me was just when you find out, like it's hard when you find out that he's a superhero. you're like, oh, that's awesome. Like, that's really cool. But then to find out that Samuel L. Jackson orchestrated the whole thing with the train crash, like he's the one that's been doing this, trying to find his opposite, trying to find the Batman to his Joker. It's just like, this is fucking genius. Like, I love this so much. So yeah, number 1 for me, Unbreakable. Now, before we let you guys go, we do want to catch up on the chat. I agree, John. The last dream from Ground Zero to the memories in the sequel. Yeah. And I thought earlier you said you'd love to talk shop sometime, Big Rod. Yeah. DM me anytime, man. Love talking. Would talk to you about, I love, especially music. Love talking music. Old definitely feels like the one, Are You Afraid of the Dark episode where the family goes. I have to check into a motel. The guy looks like, oh, I've never seen that one. I have to check that out. Thank you, Quentin, for subbing. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you grew up with Disney 2000s, Joker did used to be a talking bear. The more you know. Split, number 1. James McAvoy and Taylor-Joy were outstanding. Number 1, Split. James McAvoy was robbed an Oscar. That wasn't me. That was Patricia, etc., etc. Donnie Wahlberg said he won. Oh, no one thought it was him. I agree. That was crazy. Did earn my plot twist, and I need to rewatch it. Number 1, Trap. Josh Hartnett was amazing in that movie because he is the guy from H2O. I still watch Split. I will watch Split this weekend. Please, Equalizer. Let us all know what you think. I feel like the OG Danish Speak No Evil was even made with James McAvoy in mind. I couldn't unsee him. The lead looks like him, and he has his style. Yeah. Love Chelsea and the whole Dead Meat crew. Us too. We've gotten to interview them a couple times. We've had them on the podcast a couple times, and they're just the best. They're amazing. Love them to death. It Chapter 2 is better than Chapter 1. Thank you, Caitlin. That's another one. Like, we're talking about performances. Bill Hader, his performance in It Chapter 2 was just outstanding.
He's not just a T-Mobile
Yeah.
commercial. Like, he's an actor. Yeah.
It's going to be like the Goodnight Mommy U.S. adaptation, which I didn't think was terrible, but it was definitely sanitized.
Yeah.
I have seen the Speak No Evil remake trailer more times than I've seen myself in the mirror this year. I literally saw it again the day before I saw The Crow.
Yeah.
I know that somebody here really liked The Crow. We haven't seen it. So yeah. I'll be honest with you, Nick. I watch all your stuff. I haven't watched your Crow stuff yet because we haven't seen the movie, and I haven't watched anybody's reviews on it at all because I don't want that to sway the way I feel about it before I've seen it. But I've got it all on a playlist on my shit.
Fan of the original?
Yeah, I love the original.
Okay, see, I'm not somebody that's ever had like crazy reverence for it. I like it, but I've a lot of people put that movie on a pedestal that it's like, and I get it, the legacy there. So I went into this one pretty open-minded because I was like, the original's fine, like it's cool, like, but I'm cool with something different, and you get something very different, and I really dug it. I really did. There's issues, and I mentioned that in my review. It is not by any means a perfect movie. There's flaws, but it's good. I think it delivered on what it needed to do, which was I'm not going to give any more. I want you to go in open-minded and without my opinion coloring it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
See, and I'm glad that you appreciate that because I tell that to a lot of my friends. Like when, I've got a playlist right now. It's got like Cody, That Horror Couple, Lost River. Like everybody's. It's just called The Crow. My playlist. So I could go back and watch everybody's reviews after we've watched the movie, so I can see who I agree and disagree with. I have yet to see the OG, but it looks good. Bring tissues and a lot of like a punching bag for anger issues. I'm excited for the Speak No Evil remake just so they can stop showing that damn trailer. And of course for James McAvoy. Yeah. I've been a fan of his ever since he was Mr. Tumnus. Oh man, it's again, I will say Speak No Evil, even though I will never watch that movie again, I'm very glad I watched it. It's a very, very good movie. It's just it doesn't give you any good feelings. You'll love this movie, Miriam.
It's not something that you put on to have fun, or like it's not like a comfort movie.
No, if it is,
you have to be like in like a good mood to watch it.
More of the story: if you want to be a filmmaker, move out of the country. Ken's reaction to the Terrifier 3 trailer, so good. Thank you. We're very excited about it. Thank you for watching our trailer reaction earlier. If you guys haven't seen the Terrifier 3 trailer, go watch our reaction. I just saw The Mist for the first time the other day, and that ending was something as well.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, what's up, Matt?
Hey, Matt.
You like depressing endings? Oh, man. Dark, depressive, soul-crushing endings are my favorite. Well, we just recorded our top 10 darkest endings. We didn't put See No Evil on there, which we should have.
We should have.
But I didn't even want to think about that ending again. But Unbreakable is such a great.
It's a great
way to realistically introduce what a real modern hero is. Samuel L. Jackson, he absolutely did. Caitlin, please, if you don't have us on social media, follow Sledgehammer Horror on either Instagram or X, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Let us know what you think of Speak No Evil. We would all love to know. With his purple ensemble, Samuel L. Jackson in purple is beautiful. I really like The Crow too. There you go, Nick. T. Parker's in on it too. We got to see it.
Yeah.
No. Nope. I don't think we will. I think after Glass they were like, nah, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, guys. So again, we want to thank you all so much for coming out. We may have one more in front of this set next week, possibly.
It really depends on where we are with getting everything over there.
But if this is the last one, Nick was here for our first one. Nick would be here for our last one in front of this one.
Yeah.
Nickey has become a very good friend of ours. So to have her here for our last live stream in front of this set, I know for some people, they're like, guys, it's a set. We filmed our last review in front of this set earlier, and it was very, very emotional.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, we've lived here 10 years almost, and like this is the only house our youngest has ever known. So it's like bittersweet, but
yeah. We got emotional, man. Like,
yeah.
We love Sledgehammer Horror, and I know we play it off a lot on here. Like, yeah, whatever. This means the world to us. Like, the world to Ashley and I. Being able to hang out with you guys every week, being able to make new friends and hang out with them every week. Like, this is like, besides being a father and a husband for 20 years, this is the proudest thing I've ever had in my life, is Sledgehammer Horror. And we're going to be doing better things now. Ashley's got some ideas for the studio.
We have room to
we
have
more
an
room
actual studio, which I'm excited about.
Right. So for all of you guys that have been here for a long time, if you're just starting here with us, it's only going to go up from here, guys. We love every single one of you. Thank you for all the things, all the thumbs up, all the comments, all the super chats, all the subscriptions, all the shares. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I know I've said it like 5 times, but if you haven't already, subscribe to these amazing creators. You're going to love every single thing they do. And I believe Nickey said she's going live after this to talk about some M. Night Shyamalan stuff. So head on over to her channel. Check that out. Nickey, don't go anywhere. As always, we got a couple more questions for you guys. Everyone else, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Our links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.